Hey guys, hi. Joy Lucky here, and my mic is very weirdly positioned. There we go. We need to talk about. We need to talk about the latest version of Monsters and Mortals. Dedicated servers are here. I'll give you free claps for that. But. Sorry, I still have a little bit of a cough, like, inside me. That sounded wrong. The thing is, some of the changes, actually a lot of the changes, we need to talk about them. So I want to talk about those in this video. Here's the thing. Let's start with characters. So, number 1, Ryan got nerfed! No, he didn't. No, Ryan didn't get nerfed at all. No, he did not. Instead of reducing his damage or removing the stun on 8-bit Ryan, they instead decided to remove the weakness that he inflicts on his enemies for 2.5 milliseconds. Wow, thank you so much. At least they addressed Ryan, but come on, seriously? That's the best you can do. That's literally the best you can do. I'm sorry, that's atrocious. So 8-bit Ryan, he still does damage equal to 50% of your health. Plus, additionally, having a lingering stun, which gives him a free heavy attack, being a power mortal, which is a beautiful 50 damage. And, yeah, that seems to be that's kind of boring. So basically, long story short, 8-bit Ryan's still the most busted mortal in the game. He's not going anywhere. Heather. Okay, do you know what? Yeah, I hear a lot of people who are not happy with Heather. Personally, I actually think Heather's nerf was completely fine. Heather now only grants a 50% defense boost to her allies instead of 80%. And I'll be really honest, I actually don't think that's a bad idea at all. I know there's a lot of people who are really upset, but I personally aren't too bothered with it. I feel like it's honestly decent. I don't think it's like terrible at all. Heather's always been an S tier mortal. She's the best support. Technically she was the only support because Beerus supports herself, and Doko just evens out the playing field for both sides. So I wouldn't really say Beerus or Doko are supports. Heather was literally the prime example of what a support mortal should have been. Do I think they overnerfed Heather? Personally, not really. Okay, an idea I had, I know there's still a lot of people out there not happy with the Heather nerf, so maybe a compromise could have been that she gives herself 50% defense, but she gives her allies 80%, so Heather gives herself less defense. Which I think would be fine as well if they wanted to do that. But honestly, I think the Heather nerf is fine. I've said this before. It's for the long term of Maes Escape. It's for the health of the long term, and I think honestly Glowstick did the right thing by nerfing Heather. If Heather wasn't addressed, I feel like we would have a serious problem. Maes Escape actually does have a serious problem, which we'll get to soon. We have Nixon, who, I'm sorry, Nixon got nerfed hard. Nixon got complete. His ultimate got a rework, but honestly, his ultimate got a nerf, if anything. Nixon is not nearly what he used to be anymore. So, basically, for those that don't know, he got his ultimate reworked, where he now steals the shards within 20 meters of himself, and he can steal up to maximum 30 shards with one use of his ultimate. Honestly, this is actually a nerf, and most people agree that this is basically a Nixon nerf. Nixon, probably already what was like the worst mortal in the game, got nerfed even more. I would now say, without a doubt, Nixon is the worst mortal in the roster. I don't even think he's worth bringing into a Maes Escape. I don't even think he's worth bringing to Soul Collection. I don't think he's worth it at all anymore. Sure, Maes Escape, fine, maybe, okay, you can bring him in Maes Escape, but like, what's he gonna do? His ultimate already takes nearly 2 minutes to charge, and when it actually charges up, he can steal 30 shards. When most times he could steal more with, yeah, it was only 20% of the shards, but when you do the math, technically the new ultimate is getting less shards than the same ultimate, but they have the same recharge rates. I'm sorry, but Nixon, poor Nixon, he got nerfed. I personally think that I doubt that they're ever gonna. I doubt that they're changing him. I think they're gonna keep it. I think they're keeping Nixon as he is now. But I think at least he should be able to seal up to 40 shards, or they should extend the radius to maybe 30 meters. Or if they just wanted to please the fan base, they just bring his ultimate back to the way it was, which I think they should. All right. We've gone through that. We have one, what in my opinion is the actual good change. Hello Friend has been nerfed. It only took 1 whole year, but actually way over that. But now we have a Hello Friend nerf, and oh my god, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Hello Friend got nerfed. Instead of dealing 100 damage to the weakest player, she now deals 80. Some people think this is insignificant. I personally would highly disagree. I think this is actually an amazing change. That 20 less damage actually makes a difference. Honestly, it does. Honestly, I was expecting them to be like, Agatha inflicts fear on the weakest player. Like, that would have been horrid, but yeah. But honestly, I'm gonna applaud Simon and Glowstick for that. Agatha nerf, honestly, I think that's amazing. Thank you so much. But please, Dread Ducky. Like, Dread Ducky, please. Dread Ducky still needs a nerf. They nerfed Dread Ducky and it did literally absolutely nothing. All it did was that he couldn't one-shot power monsters. Wow! But he can still take their health down by like 80%, so I don't really think that's a valid claim, you know what I mean? So yeah. And finally, we have... Magma Charge, kinda. Actually, the boss Bruts in general, basically fire damage is now no longer 25, it's now 20. So that means that Brut's Magma Charge and the boss Bruts have both been nerfed. Brut is still a high A tier monster, don't worry about that. His ultimate is still absolutely cracked. He deals 135 with a full round of his ult instead of 150, meaning that he can't one-shot Pens, but they'll be on 5 HP. And if you guys know how Brut works, basically, you can just keep ramming into people over and over again, which is 75 damage on impact. Sorry. Yikes. Yeah, so this is perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine with these changes. I mean the burn damage. There's some character changes here which are crap. So before we move on to Maes Escape, my final thoughts on character changes. They're garbage. Well, most of them. I think Heather's fine. I think the community's overreacting to Heather's nerf. Ryan was not nerfed at all. He literally was not nerfed. He literally wasn't. Nixon got over nerfed, and I think he's just a mortal you don't even want to run anymore. And finally, Hello Friend, great nerf. I'm a huge fan of that. I'm all for the Agatha nerf. I know there's a lot of people in the fan base who probably weren't, but suck it up. But yeah, right. So what's the situation with Maes Escape? Well, the situation is quite simple actually. It's completely broken. Remember when it was broken in the beta for the dedicated servers where it was incredibly monster-sided? Well, good news, Maes Escape is no longer monster-sided. As a matter of fact, they did a 180-degree turn. They turned Maes Escape in 180 degrees. So now Maes Escape is completely mortal-sided now. So, yep, ladies and gentlemen, Maes Escape is now a mortal-sided mode. And I'll explain why. Number one, obviously, 4 mortals, 2 monsters. The monsters can't see their auras anymore. There's 2 portals in Maes Escape. Thank you, IHS Games, for recommending that. Basically meaning that as soon as the portals are open, the monsters, that's basically telling the monsters they've lost the game. We also have, we have that. And we also have, basically, with the current state of the game, they have changed the drop rates of the 10 shard packs. Basically, they're the most common item in the game now, and basically, whenever you go to a portal box, you're basically, yes, I'm saying that 3 times in a row, you're gonna get a shard bundle, meaning that the mortals, in theory, in a theoretical sense, the mortals don't need to walk around and collect a single shard. If all the mortals just go to portal boxes, the mortals can make the amount of shards on the map before the wave ends. And the monsters, of course, they also get the shard packs, but guess what? There's only 2 monsters. There's 4 mortals, so how do you think that ends? Plus, the shards have been increased in the waves, and yes, the maps have had shard count increases. Monkey Business, Elementary, Deadly Decadence now 600. Monstrum as well, actually. Stranger Things 650, that's very much needed, thank you. I mean, like, honestly, thank you. That's actually amazing. And I'll skip forward a little bit. Yes, this is my Silent Hill stream. I'm a little advocate, I guess. And after that, we also have the and Silent Sacrifice. Believe it or not, you guys can stop complaining, because Silent Sacrifice is now in favour of the mortals. Yep, Silent Sacrifice is no longer monster-sided. I personally never thought it was monster-sided. Yes, when the bosses are out it is, but when the bosses aren't out, the monster could actually struggle a lot with Silent Sacrifice. Yeah, Silent Sacrifice has went from 850 to 750. Any logical person would think, oh, Silent Sacrifice, they're going to put it back to 1000 shards. Nope, they did not. They actually reduced it from 850 to 750. And that, in my opinion, is a terrible idea. Basically, Silent Sacrifice can go by in like 2 minutes. I'm not joking, the mortals can get out of Silent Sacrifice in only like maybe 3-4 minutes. And that is ridiculous. And trust me, it's not fun. So that's all I'm going to say for now. If there's stuff I missed, which I think there is, I will actually just do another video talk about them. Those are my opinions on this build. I forgot what the build number is, but I'll look it up for the video, don't worry. I'll get it in the title for you. But that's what I think. So, overall, is this a good update or a bad update? Well, technically, it's both. It's a good update, it's a good and a bad update. It's good because we got some great changes. The Agatha nerf was great. I really like the boss Brut, and Magma Charge nerf was fine as well. That's definitely not unwelcome. And I personally think the Heather nerf is fine. I don't think we needed it, but I don't really complain about it. I think it's fine. It really doesn't bother me at all. And of course, dedicated servers. They're here, and trust me when I say right now, even though I've mainly been complaining in this video, trust me, the game is in a much healthier state. I'd actually say the game is in an incredibly healthy state right now. Like, honestly, these dedicated servers, they are going to completely change this game for the good, for the better, greater good. Thank you, Joy. Bad things, everything else. Again, we still have characters who haven't actually even been nerfed. Ryan's not even been touched yet. He's literally not been nerfed. He's basically the exact same as he was, plus he's hosting now. There's a lot of characters that are just completely cracked, including Fiend, Reaper Nurse, just to name a few, who are completely cracked with their hitboxes. And there's a lot more. But for now, I'm going to leave you there. Probably IHS is probably going to, get a video out. IHS is usually me and IHS are usually on the ball with these things, so I'd expect, honestly, IHS probably has a video out like today or a couple of hours from now. I don't know, so IHS... I imagine IHS kind of has the same sort of views as me when it comes to the mainly the Maes Escape, because I'm guessing that's what he'll kind of touch on. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Obviously, at this point, I'm kind of just waiting for Crazy Carnival now. I'm really excited for Crazy Carnival, and obviously the last of the Chapter 4 enemies. Very excited. And of course I'm excited for Yandere Simulator, which should be out in December. Very exciting. If you guys liked the video, then feel free to actually like the video. Obviously you don't need to, but if you want to, then thanks. Obviously keep an eye, if you want to stay up to date with M&M stuff, keep an eye on the channel. As soon as we have an update, expect a live stream. Yes, I didn't actually live stream the dedicated servers. I just felt like there wasn't really any reason for me to, and I'll be honest, I'm not having a ton of fun right now in the game, so that's kind of why I decided not to stream. I'll probably get some gameplay videos out for you though over the next couple of days. And if all goes well, Vince says that Crazy Carnival's almost here. So I personally think that this week coming, so the week coming, which is going to stretch into December, we should get the update. And if you guys are actually interested, Tuesday, November 30th, the Dead by Daylight Chapter 22 is out. Maybe if you guys wanted me to do videos or even a live stream of the new chapter, then maybe let me know that as well. Alright, I'll leave you to it. IHS Games has probably already bet me to it, let's be real. And because I delayed this video by a day, I don't know why. Usually I'm like right on to the ball with this stuff. I've not been feeling myself lately, I'm sorry for the delay in my videos. I know I usually, like when updates and problems arise, I'm usually right on to them. But trust me, I'm fine, but you know, I'm fine. I promise. Alright. Have a great day everyone, and I hope you enjoy the update.